Greetings, community, and welcome to Entropy and Comics and another edition of this week's signed books. And this week, I just realized I'm not even that prepared. I will be in a moment. However, it won't take long. What I'm getting at is this: I got books signed. Oh man, you have no idea. I first met Rodney Barnes when a little place called Krusty Bunkers opened up by an individual named Neil Adams had opened up his shop in Burbank. Unfortunately, Neil had passed shortly after. However, that experience of the first 6 months was just amazing between meeting Neil, hanging out with him, all the artists and creators that went there on the inaugural day to open it up. So, and ever since, I've been wanting to get back there and meet some of the same people, if not there, other places. So it was shortly after that place opened up, and I remember this local comic book shop day. It was local comic shop day 2019, 2 weeks after that. Rodney Barnes and Jason Sean Alexander were doing a signing for the release of Philadelphia issue number 1, local comic shop day version. Can't believe I just got all that straightened out there. Before I get really heavy into it, though, I want to acknowledge those that decided to hang out with me. As always, Las Cruces, buddy, I appreciate you greatly. And man, I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Meanwhile, brother, I appreciate you being here. I need you to please contact me on IG. There's all kinds of stuff we need to talk about. I swear. And it sounds like to me you're looking for books that I have. I would love to see if I can manage to get those out to you one way or another. So find me on IG if you could, please. And there's an individual I do not recognize. However, big bro, are you telling me, Mark, is that you? How you do? Appreciate you. Say hey to pal. I hope you're doing well, Las Cruces. And let's get to it. All right, so this is what we got. The layout out there. I'm gonna put this in some type of order, which that would be like that. And that's gonna be like this. And that would be like that. Because it's like this and like that and like this in a. I had to. I'm sorry. Hey, I made a great guess. Yay. Hey, pal. Hope all is well. Hope you guys had a good weekend. And as I made mention, I had the pleasure to go ahead and meet Rodney Barnes again after 5 years now. It's just a couple short months, but after nearly 5 years at a place called Earth 2 Comics, located on Ventura Boulevard. And I want to say that's referred to as Sherman Oaks. Unfortunately, the problem is that's going to be the last signing event ever. The reason being is the place is closing. Unfortunately, that brick and mortar shop will no longer exist in its way, and I think it's only going to exist as a mail order situation, unfortunately. So, yeah, the pretenses, that was a bummer. The memories I have of that place are fond. I will start by saying I think one of the things that hurt the shop outside of the expense of everywhere being high rents was the reason why is next door to it was a neat little restaurant. I think it was like a Jamaican type barbecue joint. Really cool and burned up. The next to that was on the other side was a a tattoo shop, and it's still there. And the cool thing is if you really liked your character, you can go right next door and go put it on. Yeah, I mean that's, and then next to that burnt up place was another burnt up place. The second floor burnt up, and they weren't allowing anybody on the bottom. So I think really that's what hurt the place. Extensively. I don't. Yeah. So I don't want to hang out on that. What I want to do is go ahead and focus on the reality of what I end up doing is I end up seeing Rodney. And after seeing him for so long, I had such a great time. hanging out with him and going over, because he's in the industry and so am I, some of the things in which that he's not only been working on, but I also got to find out that he's like a few of his projects got okay. Now I was concerned, yeah, a little concerned that he wasn't, as far as on the TV side, as busy as he normally is. Um, I guess those concerns went away. I do know that there were certain strikes that are happening, and that didn't affect him. He's staying busy, so I believe all the things that he's been doing on HBO, the fact that a couple of scripts got okayed, and the fact that it sounded like to me 2 or more projects while I was there. I mean, I wasn't even there that long. Well, not really that long. Were being okayed. I mean, he was taking calls as he was busy. So that also being stated, he just had flown back from the whole WonderCon thing, that the whole convention that was going on out there in the East Coast. So he's came from North Carolina. He's been hopping, skipping, and jumping everywhere. He's working on Star Wars stuff. He's working on Philadelphia. Like I stated, he's still doing his own podcast. He's doing commentary. He's doing his HBO stuff. Like I said, he's still doing stuff on the back lots, meaning his movies. So that was the first question I hit him with. How do you keep this shit together? How do you manage all these different aspects? Because it is such a gambit that you cover in your profession. How do you keep it straight? His quick and easy answer was really kind of short. It was like, I just do it, and I'm like, oh, come on, man. He's like, when I wake up, he kind of chooses what he wants to decide that he's going to focus on, and he just kind of spits it out there. He's like, wow, that's kind of interesting. And he goes, yeah, and I come back and polish it, finish it later. But I know that I have to do so much that I just choose what I'm going to do that day and just hit it. Wow. That's, again, it just kind of blew my mind, because the brain has to be multifaceted to go in so many different realms of being able to be that kind of creator, and so many different, like I said, the gamut of different media between his own podcasts and everything else. And the fact that you have to wrap all that up in the obvious business sense of being able to bring your briefcase and understand that you're selling yourself in these different markets, and being able to not undersell you, charge the right amount, understand what you have to pay at the end of the year in taxes and all that. Again, that was another thing that just freaking blew my mind. I didn't want to drill him too hard and too many questions, but enough in which that gave me some insight into what he's been up to, how he's able to deal with things, and where I think I can go ahead and see what he's going to do in the future. Because as I mentioned to him, dude, I'm buying all kinds of your stuff. And if you keep doing this, I'm going to keep you busy as long as you keep me reading. We kind of made a deal right there. So yeah. And I had such a pleasure. It was filled with some laughs. It was a great insight again after so many years. I was a little, I guess, had small expectations. I was a little hoping that maybe Sean Alexander would have been there. But knowing that he's a solid family guy, I wasn't totally counting on him being there. I know he's, wife, kids, all that other stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? So let's get to some books. Enough babbling. All done. All right. It's been like a solid 9 minutes. Get to see some books. Here we go. Let's start it off with. Yeah, let's go this route. All right, here we go. IG-98. Just a little bit of IG-98 from Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters. Issue number 1. I love this variant. I think it's a 1 in 10. If it's not, it should be. I'm pretty certain it is. But yeah, I dig this variant. And as he was making mention of me, he had a great pleasure and joy to actually do this. The guy is so geeky and so fansy. It's so cool to talk to someone that really loves and has a great passion for what they do, and it's not just a job. So it's, yeah, he digs this stuff. This is also a variant. I believe this is the 1 in 25. This is a non-ratio second printing, I think. And the regular cover. I have to admit, Rodney does have a real nice sig. He did not have a silver pen. So a little tip for all. I do recommend if you're going to a signing event, and especially if you do, like me, ask for an extensive amount of books to be signed, like me, I do recommend that you do bring your own pens. It isn't a matter of necessarily asking for just color and stuff like that you ask of them, especially if you're asking a lot. I usually don't ask. I don't get too specific. The idea is this: as many times that they're going through so many signatures that they're just showing their pens. If you can go ahead and assist them in any way by saying, here's an extra pen, brand new, tested, you'll love it and keep it, they appreciate it. So Rodney ended up using, which you'll see on a couple of books over here, a brand new silver pen that I gave him. Told him to keep it. And he does have a pretty cool sig. So is Nita Harry's Nightmare. I really love this cover. I do like the placement of that at the sig. Oh, not supposed to show that one yet. But I will, I guess, that since. Okay, so also Wednesday on launch, I went to go see Saber Pirzada. And there I also met Eric Cota, Marquis Rogers, Adrian Rivera, and they all signed my book here. This new trade came out on 6/19, and that's when it was signed. So yeah, I appreciate that, and yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into this. So that was also who I ended up seeing this week. But aside from Rodney, there's also who I've seen, but we are featuring Rodney in this. I just want to make mention. Sorry. I know, deviating a little. But that still counts as a book that didn't get signed this week. All right, moving on. There we are. There we go. Now, I do own, and I was there, like I made mention, at the launch of the original issue number 1. Shortly after local comic shop day, I wasn't able to obtain one of those books. So to this day, kind of kicking myself because I remember looking at it. However, I do have 2 of the issue number 1s signed by both Rodney and Jason. As I made mention, I went there to get those 2 books signed. You may be asking, well, why are you telling me that now? Well, this is the $1 image first. So I had Rodney sign this for me, which is still in issue number 1. But it is as you well know, number 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I went right down the road. 6. And with the Jay Lee, so I didn't actually get, which I've had Jay Lee, I've seen him in the past, but I didn't have him sign this book, and I wasn't really thinking about it. So I'm going to have to see if I can go ahead and run into him again. So yeah, that was those first 6. You may just see my wife take the dog away real quick. All right, and then I have these issue number 7s by Scotty Young, and I did get 2 of those. So I do have to get those things signed by Scotty. And issue 7 of the regular 12. Really love that cover. Now I end up seeing David Mack on 5/5. So I had him sign this, and then Rodney Barnes on 6/22. So on 5/5, hold on for a moment if you would. Yeah, you good girl. Let's invite him out the other window, honey. I had David Mack sign this, and he signed it right down there. Really love this cover. Hey, Ben. Hope you're doing well. And then, yeah, I had, as I said, Rodney signed up there on top. Then I skipped a bunch of books. I didn't want him signed everything all in one sitting. I could have sat there forever. Now, he would have been more, I'm sure, and gracious to do it. I mean, God, it was a lot of books. So I had him do 29, 30 being that it's a key. Second Prince, I got 2. And Back to the Scotty Young. And that is in its entirety every single one of the books that I got for the week. Now, that does include the Dandelion trade that I got and everything that I got signed by Rodney Barnes. Now, who in here was paying attention? You may be going, what do you mean? Well, I just showed you a bunch of books that were all signed. How many books were signed? The winner. Look at this signed book. Amazing Spider-Man, signed by Zeb Wells. Issue 93. Major key. Now you'd be going, wait, what? Yeah. If you could tell me how many books I got signed this week, how many books I just showed, I'm going to be sending you at least that book that I just showed you. Are we going to be just randomly throwing numbers out there? Or is someone going to be going back on the rewind? What are we going to be doing here? Because I have a signed book that is dying to get out to somebody. Oh, yes. Oh, look at that, Joe. So close. Look at all those big old hints. And thank you for being here, Joe, man. You snuck in here. You've been lurking the whole time? Is that how you are? Appreciate you being here, buddy. So meanwhile, he gets 12, and then Joe's at 25. Las Cruces is at 26. We got numbers flying around here. No one has hit that magic number, which will give me an opportunity to write it down so I can show you the exact number, and then I will count them for you just so you see. Oh, hey, look at that, Ben. He hit it. All right, Ben, you got it. Ben, find me on IG. Give me your info because I just sent out a dozen books to Hack, who no longer lives at his address, and they never got to him. So I do appreciate if you can update me with your address. The number was 24. That is, if I recall, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in this stack. Yeah, I remember how I broke this down now too. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is 16. If you recall, there's one over there from Dandelion. That's 17. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, Ben Compton. This will be going to you. And it's a solid 9.6 plus. I would say it's probably a 9.8, dude. I'd not find a flaw in this thing. We'll be going out to into Mylar, and I will be throwing other goodies at you. Matter of fact, here's a little Dandelion bookmark for you. I'll throw that in there. Let's see what else I got for you. So cool. Now, as I said before, I really love doing these signing events because I really like to get to interact with these individuals, and I like to get the stories behind the stories. Plus, I also got to just like hanging out with these people because I, as a nerdy, geeky kind of guy, I just like hanging out with nerdy, geeky people. Just, I don't know, my kind of people. So it was awesome to just hang out. And like I said, the pretenses sucked ass. Knowing that Earth of Comics are going to go away and along with it, any future memories that I may have gotten. It does disappoint knowing that so many places have gone away. But the beauty about what transpired was knowing that individuals like Rodney, Scott Koblish was there before. I was there during a signing event with Duggan was there. I mean, I've been through so many events there, even recently. And so I don't believe those memories will ever go away. And the fact that these people donate their time, knowing that they're doing it for future generations to be into it, their appreciation not only to the store and to the readers for why they, they pick it up and support them. All that means a lot to me. And that's why I really like to go to these events, because I not only like to just discuss with them, about their stories and stuff, but I'd like to express to them how much I am grateful that they do this, and that I just hope that they keep doing it. And also, I guess in a way, allows me to talk to you and give you, maybe if nothing else, a little bit of experience that maybe you might not have the luxury to be able to do. And I understand that too. Not always do people get to venture out, and not always do people get the opportunity to meet people like this. So, what little I can possibly bring to you, I hope that helps. I don't know if that made sense, but there you go. To those who decided to hang out with me, I appreciate you. I'm not going to keep you very much longer. Really, again, Ben, reach out to me. Make sure that, everything I have is current. Cruising back through. Jigs, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Ben, you winner, you. Mark, again, tell Paul I said, hey, Joe, what do you know? You got so close, dude. You're the first. You're a freaking one. You know what it was? Is you counted every single one of the Philadelphia books, and you had that on. And I feel bad. You know what? At some point, you and I will end up hooking something up, I'm sure. And then again, as always, Las Cruces, I appreciate you, brother. And me what? As I made mention before, please seek me out on Instagram. I do want to speak to you about some books. I do know that you're looking for a couple of things, so let's see if we can go ahead and get some books out to you one way or another. All right, and to all those that decided to cruise out back on the, through the rewind, check me out for the first time. If you even slightly, remotely, even to an iota, decide that this is something that you like, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It doesn't hurt. Well, not much. Well, not me directly, and nor you. Wait, is your stuff grounded? Because that could give you a little shock when you. Never mind. So, hey, that's it for me. Entropy.